We're here outside of Roseville, Illinois with Ron Moore. He's the president of the American Soybean Association and combining soybeans today. Thanks for being with us. What's on the top of the agenda list for ASA this year?
Well, right now we're really worried about the Farm Bill because of the financial situation in agriculture right now. We need to get the Farm Bill done as quickly as possible. There's some things that need to be adjusted. No big major changes that we foresee, but we want to make sure that the RMA yields are used instead of the National Ag Statistic yields. Take some discrepancies from one county to the next, and if there's not enough farmers that are reporting on the NAS yields, why it doesn't make any sense to do it that way. So we're suggesting using the RMA yields. So there's a lot of other organizations that are we're also looking to double the FMD and MAP funding, the Foreign Market Development and the Market Access Program. And one of the things that we've talked about is that we don't have our competition. The European Union, for example, spends over $1 billion, and we're just a short 200 million. So we need to make those changes. And as long as the government has decided not to participate in some of these trade agreements, that's fine, but let's spend the money where it's got a history of being very successful, and that's promoting U.S. ag products overseas. Soybeans are particularly beneficial to having those funds to promote 60% of the soybeans that we raise in the United States go into the export market.
What kind of discussions have you at the ASA had about cottonseed and its entrance potentially into the Title I programs, or ARC and PLC?
Well, we're supporting of putting that in as long as it doesn't take money from other commodity programs. When one sector of agriculture is not flourishing and successful, it drags all the rest of them down, but just too much drama going on. And let's face it, we're all in this agriculture sector together, and so we want to make sure cotton farmers are able to be successful because they also grow other crops besides cotton. And we talk about cotton too, but the dairy program needs to be looked at as well. They've not been able to take advantage of the last program that they had in the 2014 Farm Bill, and so we want to make sure that they also have the ability to get some protection from these low prices.
From the University of Illinois campus, there's been quite a bit of at least optimism that this year in the Farm Bill debate that there's much more discussion about research and research dollars and land grant institutions. Why has that happened, and will it come to any fruition in terms of monies for research on campuses?
Well, I think that the reason it's become such a big topic is because we've been woefully underfunding research, public research, for the last 20 years. And so as you look at some of the issues that are in agriculture right now, it's important that the land-grant universities continue to be viable to be able to have this people in place that are able to do the research that needs to be done. We've got Ted McKinney and Bill Northey and Steve Sensky that are in the queue to be appointed to be some of the undersecretaries and the deputy secretary of agriculture. As Secretary Perdue mentioned at the Farm Progress Show, he needs help, and it's bewildering to the agriculture sector why it's taken so long to get these undersecretaries and the deputy secretary confirmed in the Senate.
Well, one final question. Are you worried very much about NAFTA and trade in general?
Yeah, we are. NAFTA has benefited agriculture immensely in the last 23 years. We understand that there are sectors in the U.S. economy that need to be fine-tuned, so to speak. But let's not do any harm to agriculture, because it's been a huge benefit for farmers to be able to trade with Mexico and Canada. They're the number 2 and number 3 importer of U.S. soybeans behind China. And so we want to make sure that there's no harm done to those agreements. And speaking of China, why, they're the number 1 importer of U.S. soybeans, and so let's not do anything that's going to disrupt that trade flow. They are very much in need of our soybeans, and soybean farmers are very happy to be able to provide them with a nutritious protein source.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, Todd. Glad to see you.
That, of course, is Ron Moore. He is the president of the American Soybean Association.